Hey y'all, Danielle here. My pronouns are she, her. Today is Thursday, February 5th. This will be the first clip of my February vlog. For anybody who's interested, I still have not edited or uploaded my January vlog, so doing great there. So I had said I was going to start I Like Cross Stitch by JetX, and I did. I got this far. This is definitely over 1,000 stitches. The last time I looked at my total stitch count, it was 1,054, but I'm not sure if I saw that number before or after the 100-something more stitches I've done. So this is somewhere between 1,050 and 1,150 stitches. I really wanted to like finish off this motif. I had like 3 more lines of this color and then some stitches over here, but I just can't anymore. I'm done. I'm done, y'all. So I'm stitching this on a piece of Atomic Ranch 16 count in the colorway Parchment, and I'm doing it almost called for. So I'm changing a couple things. So this blue, where this blue is charted, is supposed to be the Special Threadworks color, and the Threadworks color, JetX suggested this DMC instead, but as you can see, I have not done that. So I started this piece, and then I was on a trip down to Eugene, and I met up with Michelle Bendy at, there's a like needle point shop down there. And so I kind of just, I was like, yeah, I just want to buy a special, special floss, for that. So I bought this, which is what I stitched in here. But you can see it's quite a bit different from the like suggested DMC. Now, I was really happy with this until I realized 2 things. First of all, so this is, I think it's called like Planet Earth Fiber or something like that. So the first thing I realized was that I lost the tag for this, and so I don't know the colorway. And that is kind of important because when I looked to see how many stitches of this color were in the whole piece, it's over 2,000. And so I do slightly worry about, will this one skein carry me all that way? So I was like, well, I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll like look up because I know that I have some of these in my stash, so I know I can at least look up the company. And then I was like, maybe it'll be easy to identify and I can just buy some more somewhere on the internet. But also the other thing that I realized is that there's actually quite a few places in the chart where the 2 blues like touch each other. Like there's these little ducks or geese on the bottom where like the main body is the lighter color and then their little wings are the darker color. And I'm just not sure. Like I like this when it's kind of isolated, but I'm not entirely sure that I want to stitch like this combination together. I think I would rather, stick with closer to what the designer intended. So what I think I'm going to do now that I have stitched some of this in here, and now that I worry that I don't have enough of this anyways, is I'm going to be using this and this in conjunction. So I'm gonna sort of spread it out a little bit. Primarily the places where these 2 colors touch, I will use this. And then primarily in places where the blue is more isolated, I will use this. Not like maybe exclusively, but that's kind of the plan. And then other than that, I think I might change it to, instead of saying I like cross stitch, I might change it to say hanging by a thread. We'll see. Or I'm hanging on by a thread or something like that. But yeah, so that's what I have going on so far. I really did want to get farther, but I'm just, I don't know, y'all. I'm burnt out on it for some reason. I also bought this cute pouch there at the shop, and I'm gonna use this as my project bag for it. But yeah, so next up, y'all, I have so many things that I want to do in February, but like I just can't. I don't know why I can't settle on like what I want to do. I don't know. I'm torn between like I want to work on my whips, but I want to start things. So I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is that in February, I do like to focus on like love and pink as like my primary things. So I am going to be starting my round robin, partially just because I'm like, all my other friends have started their round robin and I have not started mine. And I want to get it started. And I'm using the like, I love this round robin group and I love these ladies that I've been stitching with now for, you know, we're going on year 4 of 23, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, 4 years of stitching together. And now there is pink in my piece. However, I will not be stitching with pink, apparently, according to the schematic that I have created for myself. But yeah, these are all Fiberlicious Yummy Fiber flosses that were in my stash. And I'm going to use this piece of 16 count, or no, 14 count porcelain from Roxy Floss Co. And yeah, so I'm gonna start that because I wanna, it's weird, like I really want to get it started, but also the fact that I haven't started it is kind of like weighing on me. I think I'll feel better once I have it started, because it's like I know that it's like an impending start that I have to do, but I haven't done it yet, so there's this weird like guilt about it. I don't know. And then after I put in my stitches on it, then I will probably work on my last round robin piece from our last one, because it's on pink fabric, and again it fits with the like I love my round robin group. So I will probably do that. I actually pulled out my charting software so that I could digitize my portion, because my portion spreads over 4 pieces of paper and I am not a paper stitcher in the first place. So I don't even want to do the whole like take pictures thing. So I pulled out my charting software so I could digitize it. And I'm almost done doing that. It's just that there's like some backstitch there's these flower pots, and there's backstitch in the flower pots for like these little vines, and it goes over 2 different pages. So I'm actually going to have to hack up the chart because I can't. It's too complicated for my brain. So I got to like actually hack up the chart, tape it together, then finish doing the digitization of it, and then I can work on that. But I did also want to show you while I'm here though. So that's my plan, to start this and then work on that other round robin piece. I haven't showed this off in a while. I don't know. This is crazy. All these magnetic ties going on here. But I haven't shown. Well, I showed it in my whip parade, so I have showed it. But since my whip parade, I actually. So in my whip parade, this was already filled in, but this was only filled in to like, I don't know, somewhere in here maybe. And so I finished off this and I filled in this. I worked on this on the train. I worked on it actually I think since my whip parade, I think I've only worked on this one time, which was I worked on it on the train down to Eugene. But yeah, so it's coming along. I've just got this area of pink to fill in, and then I'm actually out of fill in. So then I'll need to prep more stuff to fill in. So that's exciting. Yeah, like having this fill in project has just been fantastic, I must say. But I had been holding all the fabric with like those little spool holder things. But when I have to like jam this in and out of bags, those spool like things would just fall off. So I decided to like try to really secure the fabric with the magnetic ties. So it's wild, but yeah, so I had it sitting here because I hadn't put it back into my travel backpack yet after I unpacked it from the bag that I took to Eugene. So yeah, it was sitting here, so I thought I'd show it to you. But yeah, so that is everything that I have for you for this clip. And I will check back in when hopefully I just complete my portion of the round robin. I think it's like 1,500 stitches. So hopefully I just complete that. I would like to not have to come back to it later, but I do have plenty of time. I will not be passing this off until, I don't need to have this done until I go to Stitch North, which is still 2.5 months away. It's like closer to 3 months than 2.5 months, I think. So I do still have plenty of time that if I need to come back to it, I can. But I'm hoping to just complete it in one go round. So anyway, that's all for this clip. See y'all in the next one. Bye. Hey everyone. Today is Tuesday, February 10th. I have completed my portion of the round robin, the new Team 14 count round robin. This is 1,570 stitches. It says the total project is 6,936, but that's probably not like exactly accurate. Just because, you know, it's different for each of us a little bit because like, so as charted, you know, I should be stitching 3 initials here, but I'm not because they will be stitching the 3 initials, you know. But anyway, regardless, it's about 22% complete. When I broke this project up for all of us, you know, I knew we all had to stitch this medallion, which is kind of in the center. But I also was like, oh my God, I do not want to do a center start. So I was like, let me chart this and work my way up there. So that's kind of why this, you know, like why it's divided this way. There's going to be, so like part 2 is a big Quaker motif here and here. Part 3 is a big Quaker motif here and here, and then a smaller motif here. And then the last part is a big Quaker motif here and up the side. But yeah, so my part is done and I'm really happy with it. This is 14 count porcelain by Roxy Floss Co. And these are my flosses. They're all Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. I wish that I had gotten to use the pink more. It's only in this little 9-stitch motif. So that, like, I wish that I'd gotten to stitch with it more, but it'll be like up here and down here. But yeah, so I am going to move on to, let me show you. I don't know that I'll do any more stitching this morning. I was trying to, because before I do any stitching on this, I want to chart my part of this because it spans over 4 pages of chart. But this is the last piece that I have for the round robin that we're finishing up from 2025. This is Megan's piece, and it's a Witchy Stitcher piece, but I don't remember what it's called. Maybe the chart. Mon Chéri by the Witchy Stitcher. I don't know if, I know Megan got it from her Patreon, so I don't know if this has like been generally released. But like I said, my part spans over 4 pages, so I had busted out the charting software, and I need to finish getting it charted, which I'm almost done actually. It's just that so like this little vase here, there's another one over here, and like right above the vase where there's a couple buds and like backstitch stems is where a page break is, and like that backstitch, I can't figure it out to chart it over the 4 pages. So I need to grab a pair of scissors and hack up this paper chart, which is fine because I'm the last one that's stitching it, so I can do all the hacking that I need so that I can like tape some pieces together so that I can finish stitching or finish charting this. But it's not too much. I gotta stitch, you know, him here, and then there's the words and a little scrolly thing, and like another, again, this little pot is over here too. But yeah, so I'm gonna work on this, and then I'll be like, all the stitching that I need to do for going to Stitch North will be done, because I'm giving this back to Megan, so it needs to be done. I'm giving this to Megan to pass it off to her, so it needs to be done, and it is. And then my small is done. Although I do need to still stitch my name tag, because my friend made me one of those, can't remember the name of the pattern, but there's this really popular like name tag lanyard badge holder thing, and my friend made me one, and so I'm gonna stitch myself a name tag to go in that. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started on finishing charting this so that I can actually stitch it. I don't know what this fabric is, but it's so pretty. But yeah, so I'm gonna get on top of that, and I'll see y'all in the next clip where this should be finished. Bye. Hey y'all, today is Monday, February 16th, and I am still working on my round robin piece, so I'm not gonna show you that right now, but I wanted to show you this little update. I decided to join Andrew the Runner Stitcher's Whip into Shape this year, because he's doing it a little bit different than he did last year, and I think that how he's doing it this year will really like work more for me. Last year he was doing like tracking the distance and the time of his running, but he was running like 5 times a week, and it was like too much stuff coming at me, you know, to like keep track of. And I'm not a daily stitcher, and I'm not even really a weekly stitcher. I'm a like do it when I feel like stitcher. And so I just felt like I would, you know, get behind or spend too much mental energy like trying to keep up or get caught up. But this year he has done something really, I think, fun, in that he's started a new channel, and he's taking walks and filming his walks. And so for me, and so far the cadence has been about 1 a week. And for me to be able to just like throw the video in my watch later list, and then, you know, do it whenever I feel like it, I think will be much more like successful for me. So I picked this project, which is Impayant by Maximum Cross Stitch. I'm stitching it on 20 count porcelain by Roxy Floss Co. with Roxy Floss Co. flosses that were recommended. And I've kitted it up and started it at Stitch North last year. And I went ahead and I did Andrew's first 3 walks, and basically I added everything from this. So I had this flower back, and so I did the rest of this like stem and leaves and flower petals and stuff. Annoyingly, my strands aren't long enough to actually finish the flower petals, so that'll have to be like a later problem. Oh, excuse me. Future Danielle problem to like actually finish off. Like I think this one has 5 stitches left, and this one maybe has 5 or 6 stitches left. So it's not quite fully complete, but I added, so essentially I'm stitching for time because I'm just stitching along with the video. And so the videos were 41 minutes, 47 minutes, and an hour and 9 minutes. And I made a highlight on my Instagram where I'm uploading my picture, and not only am I saying how many stitches I added during the walk, but I'm also giving my overall progress update, like every slide. So I think it's going to be fun. This is also a project. Part of why I picked this project was because a big reason is because this was my furthest along project. I was only 2% done. So it definitely needed the help. But also this is a project that I really do love, and I would like to have it finished, but it never really calls to me to stitch on it. So just like with doing Acorns and Friends for the Survivor stitching game, I think that this piece like kind of needs a, you know, it needs like something else to push me into stitching it. So I hope to keep up with this year. I think I will probably do, you know, kind of like what I just did, which is I had 3 videos saved up, and so I probably won't do it like every week, or, you know, I won't do it like right when a video drops. I might save up a few and then give this a night, you know, to watch all the videos, but we'll see. I do hope to keep up on it this year, and really would love to see like how much progress I could get over the course of a year from just doing it with, you know, with his walks. And yeah, so that is this update. And now, since I don't have any more walks to stitch along with, I'm going to go back to the Witchy Stitcher piece for the round robin. So see y'all in the next clip. That should be a finish on that piece. Bye. Hey everyone. Today is Monday, February, I don't know, 23rd, maybe. I don't know how long it's been since I did an update. I feel like it's been 84 years. But I finally have a finish on my last round robin piece. So I know that this is a Witchy Stitcher pattern. I don't know if it's available, because I know it was a Patreon first, but this was Megan's piece that she chose for this year's round robin. And when I got it, I had to basically do the whole bottom part, except this pot was stitched, but nothing in the pot. But so this like whole bottom, and then the pot that's over there on the left, or on the right, and then all of him and the couple of hearts that are above him. And y'all, when I tell you that this backstitch down here was so hard, I have not stitched for the past 3 days because, well, I should say I haven't done any whole stitches in the last 3 days because of this backstitch. I went to start it and then just like promptly put it down, and then didn't do anything the next day. And then finally yesterday on Sunday, I got back to this, and because I had done one pot on the one day, and then I went and did the other pot yesterday. It was so hard. Like, I just cannot quantify how hard it was, and it looks so, like, it doesn't look like it's that much, but part of it was that like almost everywhere that you have to go down is in an off hole. So not like the friendliest backstitch for Ada, that's for sure. And then I don't know why this was just so hard for my brain, but like it really was. I did not enjoy it. So, but it's done, yay! And I get to take it to Megan in May when I go to Stitch North. So it's done. I'm really glad to have this done. Yeah, so I'm done with my round robins. And then I was like, okay, so I've got like, well, less than a week left of February. I feel like I really haven't done anything that I had set out to do in February, which was like, I like to focus on like pink and love and stuff. And so like I had worked on my next round robin because like I love my round robin and my round robin friends. I worked on this because it's on pink. I had wanted to work on maybe work on Move Forward in Love because that's on pink. I had thought about maybe working on a dog project because I love my dogs. I had thought about working on my Home in the Garden because that's like my favorite whip probably of all my whips. So like there was just so many things that I thought that I might do, but this really took it out of me. And so I was like, what would bring you like the most amount of joy right now, like the most cross stitch joy ever, because I need like some serious cross stitch like dopamine after this. But so I was looking at my whips and I was just like, I don't want to work on any of these. Or at least not to the point of like I really, they'll bring me joy kind of thing. There were a couple where I was like, maybe. But so what I decided to do is have a new start. So I'm gonna start Modern Folk Embroidery, Darling Starling, yes, and I'm gonna do it on the super pale pink Ada 16 count. I have no idea what it is. There was no label on it. It definitely is not a Picture This Plus, because it does not, it's not Picture This Plus. It's a little crunchier than I would normally work on. So I am just definitely not sure where this came from or what it is, but let me show you. So the cover photo for Darling Starling is like green and red, but I am going to do it in pink and red. Let me grab the two flosses that I pulled. So I pulled a, let me get this out of the way. Excuse me. There we go. So I pulled Classic Colorworks Belsois Cranberry and Silken Colors. That name's not on the front. Evelyn. Yeah. So, and I haven't fully decided yet which, hopefully editing Danielle will have the bandwidth to like put in a picture of what the model looks like. I haven't decided yet if the red is going to be the red and the green is going to be the pink or vice versa. I feel like when I look at the image that the green is like the dominant color, and for some reason I feel like in my brain I worked it both ways in markup, like I flip-flopped the symbols. I'm just still not entirely sure, but like when I see the image and green is dominant, I feel like the darker color should be dominant. So I'm thinking it might end up being that the red is where the green is, and then the pink is where the red is. That's what I'm leaning towards right at this moment, but obviously I will have to commit once I start actually putting, thread to needle, needle to fabric. But yeah, so I'm gonna start this. I don't think I will finish it because it's like 2,000 stitches. But it would be an easy finish next February for sure. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do because, like I said, yeah, I don't know. I'm not like feeling super like inspired with my cross stitch right now. And I don't know if that's just like the state of the world, if that's just like me not meeting like any of my goals or doing anything that I thought I was gonna do. But yeah, I just decided I needed a new start. And then I might have another new start. I actually bought a pattern. I don't know if I don't think I've said this on here yet, so I don't think this is repeat information. But I am, I very impromptuly planned another trip to New York. I know. I know. Like, you're like, Danielle, weren't you just there in November? Yes, I was. Um, haven't you been to New York 3 times in the last less than 2 years? Yes, yes, I have. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Um, I was gonna go again, probably in the fall. Like, I hadn't planned anything, but I was like, let's be realistic. You're probably gonna go again, like in November. But I was I was upset after the last trip because there was a show that I really wanted to see and I totally could have seen it. I just didn't. Before I was actually there, I had kind of heard a little bit about it and I was curious about it, but I guess just not curious enough to, actually like get the tickets or whatever. And but then it was like right after I got back from the trip that like it had its opening night, and so there was like a lot more buzz about it, and like the actual like proper reviews started coming in, and I was like really upset that I didn't go see it. And it is only slated to run through June. So I had really kind of wanted to go back in the spring, but I was like, no, Danielle, that's very unreasonable. Like, you were just there. You can go again in the fall. You cannot go again in the spring. And hopefully, like, maybe you'll get lucky and that show will extend. But then I found out that one of my favorite, and I say that like I don't have a lot of, favorites because I haven't seen a lot, but or I don't have like a lot to stack it up against because I haven't seen a lot. But basically, like one of my favorite shows is closing on Broadway, and that is Moulin Rouge. And I have seen Moulin Rouge now twice on Broadway, and I love it so much that I was like, I think I have to go and see it again before it closes. So I very last minute like planned a trip to New York. And I'm going to be seeing a total of 7 shows, which I know is crazy. But so I had seen on Etsy like a long time ago, but I didn't think that I would buy it. But now that I think by the time this next trip is over, I will have been to 9 different Broadway theaters, which is just kind of blowing my mind. I mean, most of those, like 6 of those will be on this next trip, and then 3 were from previous trips. So that's 9 out of the 40 something theaters. Now, I don't think I would ever have like a goal to, go to a show in every single theater, because I would never see a show just because it was in a specific theater. But there's a cross stitch pattern of a bird's eye view of the Broadway theaters. And so I ended up buying that pattern. And what I think I will do is I'm going to stitch it like as is. But I'm going to put like a backstitch line around the theaters that I've been to. And then I will just finish I'll stitch the whole thing and I'll have it fully finished, but I want to have it fully finished in a way where then I could continue to add my backstitch lines. So yeah, I think I will also have another new start after this new start, but we shall see. We'll start with this one and then see where that goes. I think it's a very blocky pattern, so it could be a good pattern to travel to New York with. Yeah, we'll see. So I'm gonna shut up now and get started on this, and I will see y'all in the next clip. Bye. Hey y'all. So today is Tuesday, March 3rd. And hi, I have a dog in my face. I know. They're waiting to go OUT because it's that time of the morning, but I was like, please let me film my clip first. Okay, so I realized that I was like, oh crap, it's the end of February has come and gone and I need to film a little wrap-up clip. So here we are on March 3rd. So I did what I said I was going to do, which was I started Modern Folk Embroidery Darling Starling, or Starlings. I mean, Starlings would make sense, but I'm just not sure which way the pattern is called. And I know I showed the floss last time, but it's 2 silks. One is a Classic Colorworks and one is a silken color, I think. Silken something. But yeah, to be in this like Valentine's Day theme color palette, and I really like it. This is some kind of mystery pink Ada 16 count. It definitely comes off more pink in person than the camera that is getting washed out. But yeah, this is as far as I've gotten so far. Got the whole border done, and this is honestly the so I'm almost done with the red color up top. The red color is the majority of the alphabet, but I'm gonna just try to finish the top, I think, and then leave. But then there's a bunch. This pink color that is in the wings is also in like basically a bunch of like baubles and berries and stuff. So I would like to try to finish the top before setting it down and moving on. But yeah, that's as far as I got with this. Partially because I've also been doing whip into shape stitching, so I wanted to show you that. There's the other one waiting impatiently. Here we are. I have added so much. When I started, which I can't remember in the clip that I showed you, I think I showed you my starting point. But I went from being 200 something stitches done to now I have 992 stitches in. So I've definitely added 700 something stitches for Whip into Shape. I'm up through video 6. There are 7 videos as of my current recording. But yeah, this is fiddly stitching for sure. So I've been trying to tackle like 2 videos at a time. But sometimes I get to that like hour mark and I'm just like, oh, like I don't want to stitch on this anymore. I'm running out of stuff to do in the border that I have worked on, you know, and I don't know how much more border I can really realistically fit in here. Because there is over there in the middle, there's quite a bit of a jump. There's like a little motif, but then the vine picks back up, but it's kind of a bit of a jump. And then obviously I could go like a little bit more down here, but not much. So pretty soon I will start a letter. So I'm going to be working with this green a lot because all the letters are this green with the light blue as like a little center, like little Quaker motif in the center of the letters. But yeah, so here we are. And I am going to do Survivor stitching. And Survivor started last week on Wednesday, so tomorrow will be a week. But I think I haven't even pulled out my projects yet to like get them set up on the Q-Snap. But that's okay because I do think that I want my Survivor stitching to be what I stitch on while I watch Survivor. And since I'm only stitching for elimination, it's hard to know, what I'm stitching for until at least halfway through the episode. So I do really think I'm going to stitch a week behind. So what I need to do between today and tomorrow is actually get my projects out, get them on Q-Snaps, and I want to organize all my floss into a central location because like it really bothers me. I'm going to move you just to show you what I'm working with. So like you can see I have a couple project bags there, and where the pink floss is, that's usually where I keep my like active whip, the one that I'm going to like pick up and set down. But then back where the project bags are, that will be where I stack any other projects that I'm working on. But I found when I did Survivor stitching last time that it really stressed me out to like have the Q-Snap and the project bag all stacked, because now I'm going to have 4, because I'm going to have 3 Survivor projects and whip into shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put all of the baggies of floss, because I keep my floss in baggies. Actually, I can show you. So like that floss is just loose because it's not that much. But like, so my floss for Imphéant is here in these baggies. So that keeps everything pretty well separated. So I'm going to get just like a little Notions pouch, and I'm going to move all my flosses from all 4 project bags into one Notions pouch so that all I have to stack there is Q-Snaps and I don't have to have the project bags with them. So I need to do that before I watch Survivor, which honestly, I don't usually watch Survivor until technically Thursday morning because I'm usually watching it in the overnight hours of Thursday. But I have to do, so what I'll be working on, the projects that I picked is for the orange tribe, and I'm using colors because I cannot remember names to save my life. So for the orange tribe, I picked Acorns and Friends. For the teal tribe, I picked Beachcomber, and for the purple tribe, I picked Move Forward. And the person who was eliminated was from the orange tribe, and there was also a medical evacuation. And I'm a big proponent for stitching for medical evacuation just because I feel like it's such a rare thing to happen. But also, in this case of me stitching for elimination, like it is an elimination of sorts. They weren't voted out, but they're certainly not in the game anymore. So they were from the purple tribe. So I actually hadn't fully decided how many stitches I will do for elimination. Last year when I participated, I did 150, I think, but I was also stitching for other things. So I feel like 250 is probably where I'm going to land, but I won't lie. I am a little daunted at the fact that I have to stitch, twice, like 2. I'm a little daunted by that. So we'll see. I will certainly start with the orange tribe because that was like actual elimination for the episode, and then we'll just see what happens. Maybe the game will be kind to me and the purple tribe will actually have an elimination. So I could just like, oh, I got to stitch on it anyways. So just do, the medical evacuation. Why do I keep wanting to say evaluation? Do the medical evacuation stitching and then just keep stitching for the elimination. We shall see. But yeah, so that's my update. That is February in a wrap. February stats were abysmal. If I have the capacity in editing, I'll put it on the screen, but I know that it was like 4,200 stitches. It was really bad, y'all. I don't know. I do not know what is up with my stitchy bug. Like, I'm still stitching, but I just haven't been super into anything that I've been doing. And I don't really know what I want to do either. So here's hoping for a better March. And yeah, guess that's all I've got for you. I'll get all these clips stitched together, haha, pun intended, and get this video up, and then I'll see y'all in the next one. My doggies say bye too. That's how I kiss. That's Piper. All right, bye.